Car owners beware. This key fob trick is spreading fast. Last year, over 1 million cars were stolen in the US. That's one every 32 seconds. Thieves don't need crowbars anymore. They just need your fob signal. And stick around, because one trick I'll show you, no driver on Earth can prevent. Let's get into it. Trick number 13, signal amplification, relay attack. Did you know most push-to-start cars can be stolen in under 30 seconds without even touching the keys? That's in police reports all over the country. Thieves are using a trick called a relay attack. Here's how it works. Your key fob constantly sends out a tiny radio signal, even when it's sitting on your kitchen counter. One thief stands outside your house with a relay amplifier that captures and strengthens that weak signal. Another thief waits by your car with a second device called a signal repeater. That repeater tricks your car into thinking the key is right there, unlocking and starting it like normal. No glass broken, no alarm, gone in seconds. I've talked with insurance adjusters who say these thefts are rising fast, especially in suburbs where folks leave keys near the front door. To protect yourself, store your fob in a Faraday pouch or metal box and keep it away from doors and windows. And here's the scary part. Relay attacks are just the beginning. Thieves have figured out even sneakier ways to jam your fob without you noticing. Trick number 12, keyless jamming. Thieves use radio jammers to block the signal from your fob when you try to lock your car. You press the button, you hear the click, you walk away thinking it's secure, but it never locked. I've seen cases where entire parking lots are targeted. Criminals sit nearby with a jammer device. It scrambles the signal between your fob and the car. You keep walking, arms full of groceries, not knowing your doors are still wide open. Minutes later, they've cleaned out your glove box, your trunk, or even driven off with the car itself. According to law enforcement bulletins, this method is getting more common around shopping centers, airports, and stadiums, places where people are in a rush and distracted. The fix is simple, but takes a habit. Always listen for the lock sound and check your handles before walking away. Don't rely on the remote beep alone. And here's the kicker. If thieves can block your signal, they can also capture and replay it. That's where things get even trickier with the next kind of attack. Trick number 11, code-grabbing devices. This one feels like something out of a spy movie, but it's very real. Thieves use small handheld gadgets like the roll jam, key grabber, or even cheap software-defined radio units, such as the Hack RF1 to listen when you hit the lock or unlock button on your fob. Every time you press it, the fob sends out a code to your car. That's what tells it to lock or unlock. Now, most newer cars use rolling codes, which means the code changes every time. But here's the catch. A roll jam can jam your signal while recording it. You think your car locked. It didn't. Instead, the thief saves that code, then replays it later to unlock your doors. Other devices like the Pandwa RF Rogue Pro are also being sold online for testing, but are easily abused for theft. I remember back in the 90s, garage doors had the same problem. Simple fixed codes that thieves could copy. Automakers fixed a lot of that, but code grabbers have caught up. The FBI and insurance groups have flagged this as one of the fastest growing electronic thefts in the past decade. Here's the tip. Limit how often you click your fob out in public. Don't sit there hitting lock over and over again. And if your car's more than a few years old, ask your dealer if it can be updated to a newer encryption system. And hey, if this opened your eyes already, hit that like button so more car owners stay protected. Subscribe if you don't want to miss the next crazy tricks. Trick number 10, key fob cloning. Here's where things get downright scary. A thief doesn't even need your actual fob for long. They just need access to it for a moment. Tools like the Xhorse key tool or Autel Maxim are marketed for locksmiths, but in the wrong hands, they're pure gold for criminals. Here's how it goes down. Once they're inside your car, maybe through a cloned fob, a slim gym, or even just breaking in, they plug the programmer into your OBD2 port. That's the same port your mechanic uses to scan for check engine codes. But instead of diagnostics, The thief uses it to program a brand new key to your car. Some rental car lots have had the same problem. An employee with the wrong motives makes a clone and sells it off. How do you protect yourself? Be careful where your fob goes. Don't hand it to anyone unless you have to. If you use Valet service, keep the fob on a sleeve that blocks cloning devices. And if you ever lose a fob, don't just replace it. Get the car reprogrammed so the lost one is useless. And cloning is just one part of the puzzle. The next trick lets thieves create a working key even without your fob in sight. Trick number 9, reprogramming a blank key. This trick is bold, and it's happening more than people realize. Thieves don't always need your fob. All they need is access to your car for a few minutes. With a laptop or a handheld programmer like a Tango key programmer, Autel IM608, or Xhorse VVDI key tool, they can plug right into the OBD2 port under your dash. The same port mechanics used to scan check engine lights. Once they're in, they load up a blank key fob they bought online for $20 to $40. I've read law enforcement cases where cars were stolen right from driveways and dealership lots this way. The thieves break in, reprogram a blank key, and drive off without a scratch. Insurance companies call this one of the fastest growing theft methods in big cities, especially for newer push-to-start models like Toyota, Lexus, Kia, Hyundai, and BMW. How do you stop it? Use a steering wheel lock or an OBD port lock. Those cheap add-ons can make a thief move on to an easier target. And never ignore your alarm going off for no reason. It might be someone already inside your car. And if you think reprogramming a blank key sounds bad, wait until you hear how thieves are beating even Faraday cages. If you want to know exactly how to stop these tricks cold, check out my other video, 19 tricks to stop car theft in 3 seconds. Click the link above. Trick number 8, Faraday cage bypass. Earlier I told you the best way to block a relay attack is by keeping your key in a Faraday pouch or a metal box. That advice still stands, but thieves are catching on. Some of the cheaper pouches sold online don't block signals as well as they claim. I've tested a few myself, and with the right scanner, the signal still leaks through. Criminals know this. They walk neighborhoods with signal detectors and test houses one by one. If your pouch or box isn't truly sealed, they can still pull your key's signal and boost it to your car. I've even heard of thieves using stronger amplifiers to punch right through weak shielding. The scary part is many drivers buy a pouch, toss their keys in it, and think they're untouchable. But not all cages are made equal. Law enforcement has warned about this in theft bulletins, especially around areas with high push-to-start thefts. So what's the fix? Test your pouch. Walk up to your locked car with the fob inside it. If the door's still unlocked, that pouch is junk. Spend a few extra bucks on one that actually works. And here's the kicker. Thieves aren't just after weak signals anymore. Some carry laptops and create ghost keys out of thin air. Trick number 7, ghost key hack, laptop attack. This one is straight out of the modern thief's playbook. They don't need your fob, and they don't need to grab a signal. All they need is a laptop loaded with the right software. With it, they can trick your car's system into thinking a brand new key exists. That's what folks call a ghost key. I've read police reports where cars were stolen in less than 2 minutes using this method. Thieves pop the door, hook up the laptop, run the program, and suddenly they've got a phantom key coded into your car. No broken glass, no forced ignition, just gone. This hack has shown up most in Europe, but US cities are seeing it now too. High-end SUVs and trucks are the usual targets. But don't think a family sedan is safe. If it's got keyless start, it's on the list. So what do? Same rule as before. Layer your security, a visible steering wheel lock, an aftermarket alarm, even a hidden kill switch can make a thief's laptop useless. They want quick, clean jobs. Anything that slows them down, makes them walk away. And here's the real problem. Some hacks don't even need laptops. Thieves can use the car's own backup features against you. Trick number 6. Emergency start exploit. Every push-to-start car has a backup plan. Automakers built in an emergency start feature for when the fob battery dies. Usually, you just press the dead fob against a marked spot on the dash or console, and the car still starts. It's a smart idea for stranded drivers, but thieves know how to twist it. With the right know-how, crooks can trigger that emergency mode without your real fob. They use a clone chip or even a stripped-down circuit board from another fob to fool the car into thinking it's the right key. Once the car enters emergency start, all it takes is a push of the button and they're gone. This method is sneaky because it leaves almost no trace. No broken locks, no forced ignition. When owners call the police, it looks like they left the car unlocked with the key inside. Insurance companies hate these cases because proof of theft is thin. Your best defense is to add layers the factory didn't. A hidden kill switch wired to the fuel pump or an aftermarket immobilizer blocks the engine no matter what emergency trick is used. And here's the part that makes it worse. Sometimes you hand thieves the fob yourself without even realizing it. Trick number 5, fob interception during valet parking. Handing over your keys to a stranger has always been a gamble. These days, the risk is bigger. Valet stands, car washes, even parking attendants in busy cities. Those moments give thieves the perfect chance to intercept your fob. Some thieves run fake valet services outside nightclubs or events. You pull up, hand over your keys, and think nothing of it. Instead of parking your car, they disappear with it. In other cases, a dishonest worker doesn't steal it right away. They connect your fob to a small cloning device, copy the data, and hand it back like nothing happened. Days or weeks later, your car vanishes when you least expect it. I've seen dealership theft cases the same way. Employees clone customer fobs during service visits. It's a quiet crime, and by the time you notice, the car is long gone. What can you do? Be choosy about where you valet. If you have to, keep a valet key that only unlocks the door, not the glove box or trunk. And never leave spares or personal info inside the car. And believe me, thieves don't always need to trick you at valet. Sometimes they swap your fob right in front of you. Trick number 4, smart key swap. This one is slick, and most drivers never see it coming. A thief distracts you and swaps your real key fob with a lookalike. It might happen at a dealership during valet, or even when a helpful stranger hands back your keys after you drop them. You think you've got your fob, but it's a dummy. The real one is already in the thief's pocket. With your genuine fob, they don't need fancy gadgets or hacking tools. They just wait until the right time and drive off like they own the car. Some reports show this happening in busy service centers where multiple fobs are on the counter. Others point to rental agencies and shady car lots. By the time you notice the buttons on your fob don't work right, it's too late. How do you stop it? Simple. Keep your eye on your fob. Don't let it out of your sight. Mark it with a small sticker or scratch so you know it's yours. And if you ever suspect a switch, don't wait. Reprogram the system and deactivate the old fob. And here's the scary truth. Sometimes thieves don't swap or clone your key. They disable it right where it sits. Trick number 3, fob battery drain trick. Here's a trick most folks never think about. Thieves can force your key fob to keep sending signals until the battery dies. Once it's weak or dead, your car's security falls back on backup systems, and that's where crooks step in. How do they drain it? By staying close with a signal booster. Your fob talks non-stop, thinking the car is nearby. That constant handshake runs the battery down fast. When it's drained, some cars unlock easier or accept weaker signals. That's the opening thieves wait for. You might just think, oh, my fob battery's dead. But behind that, someone's been working on making your car easier to steal. The fix? Don't ignore fast-draining batteries. Replace them right away. Keep a spare handy, and store your fob in a real Faraday pouch so it isn't tricked into staying awake. And here's the kicker. Sometimes the biggest threat isn't tech at all. It's the people inside the system. Trick number 2, inside job with key fobs. Not every car theft happens on the street. Sometimes it comes from the inside. Dealerships, rental agencies, valet companies, even repair shops have access to your fob and your car's programming. All it takes is one dishonest employee. I've seen cases where a worker quietly makes a copy of a customer's fob during service. They don't use it right away. They wait weeks, even months, until the timing is perfect. The owner wakes up one morning and the car is gone with no sign of forced entry. Insurance investigators know this trick well. In fact, some of the biggest luxury car theft rings in the US and Canada have been linked back to inside jobs. The scary part is the theft looks clean, almost like you loaned your car out. Your best defense? Always know who you're handing your keys to. Stick with trusted shops, and if you lose a fob or suspect foul play, get your system reprogrammed. And that brings us to the last trick, where old school thieves join forces with new school hackers. Trick number 1. Old school meets new school. This is where the past meets the present. Thieves don't just rely on laptops and scanners. Some still use crowbars, slim jims, and screwdrivers, the same tools that worked 40 years ago. The difference now? They combine those with modern fob tricks. Here's how it plays out. A crook forces a door or smashes a window. That gets them inside fast. From there, they plug into the OBD2 port, reprogram a blank key, or run a laptop hack. Old school brute force gives them access, and new school tech gives them the engine. In less than 3 minutes, the car is gone. Police reports show this mix of tactics is behind a lot of high-volume thefts today. It's cheap, fast, and hard to trace. Your best defense? Layers. Lock your wheel, use an alarm, block the OBD port. The more obstacles you add, the harder it is for crooks to blend the old with the new, and that's the reality. Car theft has leveled up, and so must your protection. Protecting your car starts with awareness, but it doesn't end there. The next move is smart buying. In my next video, I'll show you how to never buy a used car blind. Click the video on screen